Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about a part that every driver has seen, but only a few really understand: the engine radiator. It's one of the most important components in your car's entire cooling system, and without it, your engine would literally boil itself to death. In this video, I'll explain exactly how the radiator works, what it's made of, the different types that exist, the most common problems, and why a faulty radiator can lead to serious engine damage. So stick around. After this, you'll know exactly what your radiator does and why it's such a vital part of your car. To understand what the radiator actually does, we first need to understand why an engine needs to be cooled in the first place. A combustion engine creates extreme heat, up to 2,500 degrees Celsius inside the combustion chamber. Some of that heat leaves through the exhaust, and some through the engine oil, but most of it needs to be carried away by the cooling system. Otherwise, the engine would overheat in no time. That's where the radiator comes in. It's basically the heart of the cooling system, responsible for transferring the heat from the coolant to the surrounding air. It works using a simple but highly efficient principle: heat transfer through airflow. A radiator is made up of three main parts: the inlet and outlet tanks, the cooling tubes, and the fins. The hot coolant flows from the engine into the top tank of the radiator. From there, it passes through many thin tubes surrounded by fine metal fins. As air, either from driving or from the cooling fan, moves across these fins, the heat from the coolant is transferred into the air. By the time the coolant reaches the bottom of the radiator, it has cooled down and can flow back into the engine. In the past, radiators were made of copper and brass. Today, most are made of aluminum, which is lighter and conducts heat extremely well. The side tanks are often made of plastic to save weight and reduce costs. Another small but crucial part is the radiator cap. It keeps the cooling system pressurized and prevents the coolant from boiling too early. Most systems run at around 1 to 1.5 bar of pressure. This allows the coolant to stay liquid even above 100 degrees Celsius. The radiator is just one part of a much larger system. The coolant is constantly circulated by a water pump, moving through the engine and the radiator. A thermostat controls whether the coolant even goes into the radiator or stays in the smaller internal loop. When the engine is cold, the thermostat stays closed so the engine warms up faster. Once it reaches operating temperature, usually around 90 degrees Celsius, the thermostat opens and allows the coolant to flow through the radiator. There's also a cooling fan, which can be belt-driven or electric. It ensures that air still flows through the radiator even when the car is standing still or moving slowly, preventing overheating in traffic or during idling. Not all radiators are the same. There are engine radiators for the coolant, but also oil coolers for engine or transmission oil, and intercoolers for turbocharged engines. An intercooler works in a similar way. It cools the compressed air from the turbocharger before it enters the engine. Cooler air is denser, which means more oxygen and more power. No matter the type, coolant, oil, or air, the principle is always the same: absorb heat and release it into the air. Like any other car part, radiators can develop issues over time. One of the most common problems is leaks. They can be caused by stone impacts, corrosion, or aging seals. You'll usually notice this by a dropping coolant level or wet spots at the front of the engine bay. Another issue is blockages, either in the fins or inside the tubes. Dirt, rust, or debris can build up and restrict flow, causing the radiator to lose efficiency and the engine to overheat. A faulty radiator cap can also create trouble. If it can't hold pressure, the coolant may start boiling at lower temperatures, leading to air bubbles and poor circulation. And sometimes the radiator isn't even the real problem. A broken water pump or stuck thermostat can cause similar symptoms, making it look like the radiator has failed when it hasn't. To keep your radiator in good condition, regular maintenance is key. That includes changing the coolant every 2 to 4 years. Coolant isn't just antifreeze, it also contains corrosion inhibitors that protect the metal parts of the cooling system. You should also make sure the radiator fins stay clean. Over time, insects, dust, or leaves can block airflow and reduce cooling efficiency. You can clean the radiator carefully with water or compressed air, but don't use too much pressure. The fins are thin and can easily bend. If you often drive in dusty areas or on country roads, consider adding a mesh or grill protector to stop debris from hitting the radiator. And when topping up coolant, always use the correct mix of water and antifreeze. Too much or too little of either can cause problems. The radiator might not be the most glamorous part under your hood, but without it, no engine would last more than a few minutes. It keeps the temperature in the perfect range and ensures that your engine runs efficiently. whether it's freezing cold or blazing hot outside. So the next time you look under your hood, remember, the radiator is literally what keeps your engine cool. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comments which car part you'd like me to explain next. Thanks for watching, stay cool, and drive safe.